Hello Libra, welcome back to my channel. I'm Delilah Rose. This is Delilah's Spiritual Spot, coming with your weekly reading for June 21st through the 27th, 2021. We're going to jump into it. Please take this opportunity to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification button so that you can see me live with free readings. And let's just jump right into it. So Libra, I'm using my Isis Oracle card deck. I'm using my Witchy Cat Tarot deck and my Mermaid Tarot deck. Those two decks are by Dame Darcy, and this deck that I'm shuffling is by Alana Fairchild. If you ever have questions about the decks I use, please leave me a comment. Leave me a comment anyway. I love to hear from everyone. So first card up, Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess. What a way to begin, Libra. And then Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. When we think of carnelian, the crystal, carnelian is very healing, right? It's very healing in terms of your heart, and I want to say your why am I drawing a blank? It's very healing for your heart and for your sacral chakra, right? So very feminine healing. I want to say for you Libras who are female, you're having trouble with your uterus and or female body parts. For males, when I see this card, it means that you may have a bladder infection, and for both female and male, you may have ulcers and issues with your belly in the physical. When I see this card, so I have to mention it. I'm not a doctor, so again, this is for all Libras, so take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. But you know, in terms of if you're having health issues, these are great cards to have, meaning that you're going to have victory over that, and you're just going to be in a healing phase in your life, is what I want to say. And because we're talking about the sacral chakra, this could mean healing spiritually, but it could just mean a general healing. So we'll draw tarot for clarification. So 6 cards on the table. Subconscious, conscious, what's happening now in our waking mind, in our life, and advice/outcome from spirit. So let's just get into this right away. Knight of Pentacles in our subconscious mind. 5 of Swords in our conscious mind. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands in our outcome/advice from spirit. Page of Wands, clarifying that Knight of Pentacles. Death card, clarifying that 5 of Swords, and Knight of Swords, clarifying that 2 of Wands and 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is the heart healing, right? This is the heart healing, and a lot of times where we carry our stress or issues, it's in our sacral chakra area, so our bellies. That's why when we have anxieties, we get things like ulcer, IBS, bladder infections, you know, a feeling of instability is rooted, for many, not all, for many, in our bellies. So I believe this is why spirit led me to draw that card, this carnelian card. This has to do with your love life and dueling. For many of you Libras, I feel like you have 2 people in your life, right? Again, this is not for all Libras, but you have a situation with 2 people in your life. One, a Knight of Pentacles, someone who is about their money, is financially stable, who gives you that stability. And then you have this Page of Wands, who is not as financially stable, but who lights a fire, right? And this is interchangeable between men and women. So if I say her or him, ignore that. It's really the feeling of masculine and feminine, whoever these represent, right? Yeah, so I feel like for many of you, you're dealing or juggling two different people, or maybe two different people you want in your life, right? If you are not juggling people, this is the energies you want. Do I go after my passions, or do I go after my money? Do I go with the relationship who lights the fire, or do I go with the relationship that has some stability? He or she seems more mature. They're possibly older than you. This is why I say that. That's what's happening in your subconscious mind, is the struggle of those two entities or feelings. In our conscious position, it is stressful, right? This is the Five of Swords. Now, typically the Five of Swords means an abusive relationship. So it could mean that you're struggling with your past and present relationships, that maybe you dealt with someone who was a little bit controlling. This is the Knight for me, and not the Page. Someone who was a controlling figure, right, in your life, who was abusive. And that could be the struggle too. And for me, because it's present in the conscious position of what's happening now, you're finding it hard to move forward and on, or just not knowing what direction. Like, you are really struggling internally and even externally with your decision, maybe to leave this Knight and go with this Page. Or if this represents a position or a job, whether to leave this job that's more financially stable, but it stresses you the F out, versus something that feeds your passions, but you have to accept less money. This is a transformative time in your life, represented by the Death card, right? So I will clarify this card right now instead of waiting towards the end. So using my Mermaid Tarot, I pre-shuffle, but I like to shuffle on screen so you guys can see the cards, or the deck is not stacked. Okay. And what did I say? This is the struggle of what's going to bring you into an emotionally balanced position of your life, right? And this says, the cards, if it's a battle between two people, choose the one who's going to bring you the most joy and happiness, right, of these two. If this is a reference to money and career, go with the one that brings you happiness. So does money bring you happiness, or does, your passion bring you happiness? Only you can answer that question. But whatever brings you the most joy, right, that doesn't hurt, with this abuse card, that doesn't hurt, that doesn't sting, is the choice you need to make for you. If it's painful, if it keeps you out of balance in terms of your sacral chakra, if it gives you anxiety and stress so much that it makes you ill, then that's not the right choice for you, right? In our spirit, we do have the Ten of Cups, so this is definitely a relationship read. If you follow the advice taken, right, and the advice, we're going to get into that. The Two of Wands is about choices, specifically waiting to make a choice, but finally making a choice. And it's not an easy decision, because we do have the Knight of Swords here. But the Knight of Swords in this case represents you just doing it, just cutting it off, especially if it doesn't bring you happiness. It's just making that decision and making it quickly, because Knights are about action. It's about you taking action and you taking your life back to get to that Ten of Cups. That's at the bottom of the deck. Let's clarify. I want to clarify this section first. And then we clarify this section. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. This is your energy versus these two, right? Even though the Knight represents someone who can be older than you in age and even in finance, but remember, you are the queen. You are the master of all these people. So although you think this person brings you stability, you have it in you to make it. You actually don't need these two energies, because this is your position, right? Whether you're male or female, you represent that queen. If you talk about Queen of Pentacles, it's a person who is resourceful. It's a person who takes care of home in all things, right? Now, let's get back to this Knight of Cups. You want to bring this energy in. The one that's going to bring you the most healing, whether male or female. The one who's going to bring joy in your life and not heartache and pain, represented here by that Five of Swords and by this Three of Swords in the back, on the bottom of the deck. In terms of the advice, if you take the advice and make your decision, don't delay it any further. Really take control of your life. It's going to bring new beginnings in love with whatever direction you go into. If it's a choice between people and you choose to, and you make the choice based on how they make you feel emotionally, it's going to bring you wonderful things. If this is in relation to work and or career, what's going to bring you the most happiness? What career is going to bring you the most happiness, right? It's going to be a new beginning for you. But you're going to make the decision. And ultimately, Libra, that's all we have. This is why we have free will. The decision is yours. Which will it be? If you're a Libra, I would love to hear from you. I'm Delilah Rose, and this is Delilah's Spiritual Spot.